So as industry vets, you've likely been in touch or have heard from us, have heard from other folks in the field that there's two new things you need to be aware of to stay compliant with CMS rules and regulations on penalty of disciplinary actions from CMS. First thing you got to remember is that a new rule dictates that all telephone calls with beneficiaries must be recorded and made available for review by CMS or carriers when requested. All is bolded here for good reason, because all means all. Whether it is a pre-enrollment call or the call where the enrollment actually takes place, or maybe something after enrollment where they're calling you with a question about benefit functionality and how their plan works, all does mean all. Every single time you have a phone conversation or a Zoom conversation or video conferences we're having now, it's got to be recorded. The other new piece of compliance pieces, a lot of pieces in one sentence. The other new compliance piece that you need to be aware of is a new standardized disclaimer that's got to appear in a few different places, and we'll tell you where those appear in just a moment. But this disclaimer must appear and be read verbatim. And the disclaimer says, we do not offer every plan available in your area. Any information we provide is limited to those plans we do offer in your area. Please contact Medicare.gov or 1-800-MEDICARE to get information on all your options. To be fair, lots of, just so you know as agents, lots of industry groups like NAHU and other groups are advocating for CMS to give more clarity around this rule and when the disclaimer, when calls have to be recorded. The information I just gave you here in the last few moments represents the most recent guidance published last week. Don't anticipate anything is going to change much over the next several weeks ahead of AEP. So these are likely what we are going to be stuck with as we go into this AEP season. What's the big date you need to be aware of? Call recording and the disclaimer have got to be everywhere you talk to beneficiaries by October 1st, 2022. So we'll help you understand how you can prepare for those over the next few moments here. So remaining compliant, the how of the call recording is this. Again, from October 1st through the foreseeable end of time, pending any changes made by CMS, you must record all calls related to these sorts of plans: Medicare Advantage, Medicare Advantage with Part D, and prescription drug plans. Your calls solely related to Medicare Supplement are excluded, but as seasoned agents, you know that you're often not selling a Medicare Supplement without pairing it with the PDP. Your consumers need that prescription coverage. So because you're bringing up that PDP, that prescription drug plan on the call, that call's got to be recorded too. You must also retain your recordings in a HIPAA compliant manner for 10 years, just as you would scopes of appointment for that particular beneficiary. Few things to know about the disclaimer here as well. That disclaimer must be conveyed within the first minute of each call you have with beneficiaries. When you communicate with your beneficiaries through electronic means, including email, I've seen many of you start adding the disclaimer to the bottom of your email signature. Great way to take care of that. The disclaimer should appear on your website if you have one, and you should have one. And it should appear on all marketing materials and television advertisements, including the ones that we see Joe Namath, who's probably solely responsible for us getting all these requirements. That disclaimer's got to appear there as well. So big things, new responsibilities on your shoulders, but action is here to help. Next week, so long as you are with us and you have a Medicare line of business with us for any of our partner carriers, including Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Blue Care Network, Priority Health, or United Healthcare, we're providing a free call recording solution to you, and we'll start seeing emails about that next week. But here's a little sneak peek of how it works. Whenever you are making a call to beneficiary, or whenever you're receiving a call from a beneficiary, you're going to go ahead and be able to initiate a three-way call with a designated line that we'll provide to you. And when you start that call, you'll enter a simple PIN that we'll provide to you as well as your national producer number, your NPN. That makes sure the call all lines up in our database. And when CMS comes knocking or a plan comes knocking to look for how you're handling things, we'll be able to get that data to you in a pretty speedy fashion. Bonus piece is We'll maintain that recording in a HIPAA compliant manner for 10 years on our systems. And again, this is a free service we provide to all of our agent partners that have a Medicare line of business with us. So it's a no-brainer, I think. Go ahead and take advantage of it and check your emails next week. We'll make sure that you have that pin in your inbox so you can go ahead and start recording those calls.